Good morning everybody and welcome back to the channel. Today is Wednesday. We are already on the second week working on this house, on my personal house. You probably saw the first video where I was presenting the first week, what we did in the first week. So we prepared most of the rooms for plastering. I did some insulation in the loft, a couple of bits and pieces. I did some storage in the loft, and now for the second week I'm gonna carry on lifting all the floorboards. The floorboards been installed about 2 years ago, maybe less, probably I would say 18 months ago. They wasn't properly dried at the moment, but the problem is not that. The problem is that the floors are not straight, level and even all the way through. So I think that the builder who started building the house was planning to do a sand and cement screed on top of this 2.5 centimeters floorboards. I'm not happy with that. I'm not gonna do that because I did a bit of a research, and that will be a lot of weight that I will add on a obviously timber joist. So I will do things a bit different, and I think that will be very interesting because there's many people asking me how you can level a floor. Can you use can you use self-leveling? Can you use sand and cement? Can you do adds on the joist and so on? So I will show you what I'm doing. I'm going to tell you what I'm thinking about all these other methods and why I think the method that I choose will be better for this particular job. I'm not saying that the other methods doesn't work. They do work, but they don't work all the time. So they work like, you know, sometimes you can't do them. For instance, if you have, let's say, a big drop in the floor and you need to add in some places 10 centimeters of screed, just imagine that 10 centimeters of sand and cement screed is 200 kilograms per square meter. So imagine that. Imagine how much weight you're going to put on the floor. So sometimes you can do self-leveling, yeah, no problem. When you have like 5, 10, 15 mil, yeah, you can do self-leveling. But everything that is more than that, I think it will be one, expensive, because the self-leveling that you can pour on the actually wooden substrates is the one with the fibers is more expensive than the normal one. Then there's always a risk of that cracking. So depending what kind of flooring or tiling you're gonna do on, sometime is not recommended to do so. So I will explain you all that when I'll come to do it, because I will do a separate video about leveling the floor. I think there's a lot of information there, so I will do a separate video. But now my plan is, and I will turn the camera on and show you. My plan is to lift all the floorboards, to remove all the screws as much as possible. I think I did removed, I mean, this room is done, so I think I removed everything in like 99%. And why I want to do that is because I want to reuse these floorboards. I don't want to reuse them to put them back on the joist. I want to take them all, cut them to 15 or 16 centimeters, whatever I need, and then laminate 2 of them together, yeah, with expanding glue and screws, and then I will create a 5 centimeters joist. Yeah, so I will have a joist that is 5 centimeters by 15 centimeters or 6 inches by 2 inches, and then I'm planning to add that on the side of the joist, have the laser somewhere there, and add it to the joist with glue, screws and nails. So I want to have at least 2/4 of this 6 inches sitting on the original joist, and just 2/3 of this joist to be sitting on the existing joist, and 1/3 of this to be sitting above or less. Yeah, so you don't want to have this sitting too high, and because it might tend to bend. So the more you have on the actual joist and the more support you have, the better. So I have, if you're watching the channel, you know I have all the external walls have been done with 5 centimeters metal stud insulation vapor barrier and green plasterboard, so moisture resistant plasterboard. So obviously I'm not gonna take, so they've been done obviously on the top of the floorboards. The joist is about 6 inches wide, yeah, and is about probably 8 inches tall. So this week I'm gonna be trying to, you know, take these floorboards out, take all these floorboards out. Already see I'm somewhere here. They are going fairly easy because most of the screws are on the surface, so they go pretty easy, but some of them are sunk in, and then that's going to be a bit difficult because I need to expose the head to see where it is so I can remove it. I'm going to take this corridor out. I'm going to take the floorboards in this bedroom, and I will take the floorboards in this bathroom. I'm going to stop here for now because this week I'm by myself, but next week my colleague will be back here, so I want to have some part of the house obviously still you know, still be, so we can still walk on it, and so he can do something. We might render this staircase, but not sure about that. We'll have to check the weather and see how the weather will be next week. If we can do that, will be great. If not, it's gonna have to obviously work in that area. So I will take all these floorboards out and I will start making them into 6x2s. I will have a dedicated video on how to straighten your floors, because I think there's a lot of information that I have to give you. There's a couple of methods that you can do that. I will tell you why I choose this one, and I will tell you a few things about the other ones, and then obviously if someone's gonna need any of this done in future, then obviously they can decide what is the best method for them, because they're all good, they all work. It's just from my case, I think what I'm trying to do now is the best way scenario. And if you think that it will be, you know, a lot of labor involved in cutting these floorboards and laminating these floorboards, yes, there is a bit of, it's probably going to take me a couple of good days. But if I will have to buy the timber to do these add-ons, we don't get this CLS or construction lumber in Romania that is cheap like you get in UK or in United States or other countries. So for me, I will have to go and buy, if I want it dry, I'll have to go to the timber yard and get dry timber to do that, and that will be really expensive. I will once that I've done my measurements, I can tell you how much I will save by doing that. So if that's mean that I'll have to work, you know, 2-3 days to laminate this wood, and you know, because obviously removing the wood, it doesn't count because I will have to remove it anyway. So I think the extra time will be just to actually laminate them together and cut them to 15 centimeters.
At 29 and I find myself wondering what did happen to the last 10. I ran away with my life, fast forward, never turn back again. It's kind of funny that the more we pass time, the more we need to set them rewind. And 19 was the year I had to leave you, but now I'm seeing all the signs. Is this really happening? I can't believe it's true. I'm just as surprised as you. Is this really happening? I can't be too sure, but one day I'll be yours again. Life lessons come one in a dozen. The other 11 give something from nothing. I sit here looking for an answer. Maybe the biggest question was in the last chapter. You gave me the soul I have today. Without you I never could have moved away. seek what you teach. I do believe I always should have stayed. Yeah. Is this really happening? I can't believe it's true. I'm just as surprised as you. Is this really happening? I can't be too sure, but one day I'll be yours.
Okay, so we are ready to remove all the floorboards. We have cut all the sides, so everything that we need to do in order to remove the floorboards. I remove all the screws apart from few in the middle here, because I want to keep these boards from moving. I don't want to obviously fall through, but everything else is being cut on the side. Like I said, our new floor will be slightly higher, so that is not going to bother at all. Now, before we do that, and before we obviously not going to be able to walk on this floor, I need to do my level. So I need to check my level. I want to see what my final level will be. So obviously this is the last step. This actually step will be incorporated in the corridor. So I found the highest point is there, and I match it here. Then I will mark this, and that is my line. Yeah, that's my line. That's my final floor level, my final subfloor. So in here we're only gonna have the flooring and obviously the underlay. So whatever we're gonna build here, we need to be up to that level, and then above that will be just the underlayment and the flooring. Yeah, in our case I think I will choose something that is about 10 millimeter thick for the flooring and maybe 3 millimeter thick for the underlay. So let's say about 13 millimeters. Now that line we need to measure down from that line what we're gonna actually put on the floor in order to have our level. So in our case we need to deduct from that 43 millimeters. So we'll have 22 millimeters OSB, and then we'll have the underfloor heating and other stuff. So everything together comes to 43 millimeter. Now we're just gonna deduct that from the line. We'll make another mark just under that mark, minus 43 millimeter, and then we'll transfer that mark all around the house. So that is our level. When we come to do when we come to add the timber on the joist, the top of that timber will have to be laser in line with our second mark, which is 43 millimeters below that line. Okay, so that being said, that's done. I'm just gonna measure 43 millimeter. I'll put the laser on, and I will do 2-3 marks in every room, just in case. Obviously, if I will starting there, or I will starting there, because you will see when we're gonna start doing it, in some places we start that side, with some places we start that side, depending how the joists been fixed together. So I want to do 2-3 marks. No matter where I am, I can see a mark, and I can put my laser to that mark. And one more thing that I want to say is, once that we are removing these floorboards, we're going to be working at height. Yeah, so working at height is very dangerous. You have to be very careful, and you have to consider, and if you don't feel comfortable doing that, then you should find a safer alternative. Let's say, for instance, here there's no ceilings downstairs, so obviously once that everything has been removed, I will be working from below. I'll put my scaffolding, and I will working from below. It will be probably easier because I don't have to like bend down and see the laser, so I'll be probably looking up, which I reckon will be easier. Now the other thing is, if you can't work from underneath, because maybe where you're gonna do this job, you will have a ceiling downstairs, so you can't actually work from below, I will suggest maybe put some boards, put some plywood over, and don't just sit on the joists. This joist that I have, they're quite thick. They're about 6 inches thick. But anyway, you know, it's easy to sleep. It's easy to get distracted, and you know, just fell through. Okay, so this is my second sign. I hope you can see that. And there's the laser. I'm just gonna lower it, till I hit that sign. Yeah, I think it's something like that. Yeah, now you can see down there, I don't know if you can see, but I'll go and measure and I will show you the difference. That's just above 3 centimeters, and let's go and see there. I mean, look at that. It's 10 centimeters. Yeah, that's a lot. So we will talk about who built this house, what happened, why it's like that, and so on. But I don't think that's very important now. I think the important thing is that we need to get this right. So you could see 7 centimeters difference from the staircase to this wall there. If you know me, or if you, I don't know, if you was watching the channel for a while, you should know that I'm not a guy that likes to complain a lot, that does like to cry a lot. I'm a guy that likes to fix things, get the things done, and go home, you know. So the more you sit and cry for things are not gonna get done. So let's face it, this is the reality. It didn't supposed to be like that, but it is like that, you know. So it's not the end of the world. Things like that can be fixed. Yes, it does take time, it costs, but it will have to be fixed. So is exactly what we're gonna do now. Sorry, no. So is exactly what we're gonna do now. We're gonna fix these things. Okay, so I did manage to take all the floorboards down in about 75-80% of the house. I have stored them in 3 different prices. So I have here 4 meters or longer. So I have wider boards, slightly narrower, and even narrower. So there's three different sizes. Then I have here just under 3 meters. And the same, I put them on three layers. So widers, you know, the widest ones, slightly narrower and even narrower. And then I have on the other side, I had boards that are under 2.5. So there's under 3, 4, and there's under 2.5 meters. So the same stacked on three layers, so I can easily do what I need to do. So the initial plan was to have 2 boards, obviously, and a stopper. Push the boards into the stopper, and obviously have stoppers all the way. Yeah, so push the boards into the stopper, and then have the rail pushed against the stopper, and then just do a cut. So cut 2 boards in once with this circular saw, and have them all of the same dimension. So I think that will work very fast. Not the case now, because I need to make some boards that will be 300 wide, some boards that are 270 wide, and probably from that room I can probably make them 15, 16, 18, something like that. I'll have to obviously double check, because I'm not planning to do that size, that side now. So now it's going to take me a bit longer. In the end, I will figure out how much money I want to pay for timber, instead of obviously laminated myself. I will find out how much that will be and see if it's actually worth it or not.
Myself wondering what did happen to the last 10. I ran away with my life, fast forward, never turn back again. It's kind of funny that the more we pass time, the more we need to set them rewind. And 19 was the year I had to leave you, but now I'm seeing all the signs. Is this really happening? I can't believe it's true. I'm just as surprised surprised as you. Is this really happening? I can't be too sure, but one day I'll be yours again. Life lessons come one in a dozen. The other 11 give something from nothing. I sit here looking for an answer. Maybe the biggest question was in the last chapter. You gave me the soul I have today. Without you I never could have moved away. But now I see what you teach. I do believe I always should have stayed. Yeah. Is this really happening? I can't believe it's true. I'm just as surprised as you. Is this really happening? I can't be too sure, but one day I'll be yours again. One day I'll be yours. One day I'll be yours. One day I'll be yours. Life lessons come one in a dozen. The other 11 get something from nothing. Life
Hello again. Right, so it's the end of the day today. It's about 3 o'clock, Friday, so I want to obviously finish a bit earlier, but I still have a few things to do. So I will do a test piece, so I'll do a lamination and leave it to dry over the weekend. Even if this glue dries in about an hour or two, I will leave it over the weekend, and then when I'm coming back Monday I will try to take it apart and see how easy or how difficult it is. So in about 2 hours, maybe a little bit more than 2 hours, I managed to do to prepare the timber for 6 joists. So you can see them there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6, you know. So some of them obviously been made in multiple pieces because I don't have enough timber to do them all in one timber. So I will do the lamination now, and so as you can see, this is the test piece that I want to do. This will be the glue up, the lamination. I will have one dusty side, and the rest of them will be clean edges. This is supposed to be this way. Yeah, so good side and dusty side. So the good side, well, we call it this good side, I'm just gonna dust it off with a brush, and the dusty side I'm just gonna clean it with the wet cloth, and then I'm just gonna put them together, spread the glue, and put some screws on and leave it to dry till Monday, and then we'll see how strong they are.
At 29 and I find myself wondering what did happen to the last 10. I ran away with my life, fast forward, never turn back again. It's kind of funny that the more we pass time, the more we need to set them rewind. And 19 was the year I had to leave you, but now I'm seeing all the signs. Is this really happening? I can't believe it's true. I'm just as surprised as you. Is this really happening? I can't be too sure, but one day I'll be yours again. Life lessons come one in a dozen.
Okay, so this is the piece. I would like to see how it's going to be on Monday. It's been very cold, so the glue is very thick and hard to spread, but I'll probably have to keep it in front of the heater when I will do the glue up. Obviously the plan will be to cut most of them and then do the glue up. So yeah, I'll probably have to keep the glue in the front of the heater so I can spread it a little bit better. So this will be everything for the second week. Thank you very much for watching. I will see you next week with the result. This is first thing that I want to see how strong this joint is.